ads in your West world to make it feel alive for the people who are spending money, but what if you sell them targeted ads and make way more money? Loads of games do, mostly of course in mobile. Game ads are estimated to be a $100 billion market in 2025, but most of the games that we play don't really do that. Yet! Which is why today's story actually does matter. I mean, you know where it's going. We're going to talk about the Steam thing. Turns out the Steam thing is not what was initially reported, so, you'll get value there. But loads of pretty legit games are considering ads. RuneScape is one of them, right? We covered that, and even in Jagex's responses to the whole drama, they said they're still considering ad-supported stuff. To go a bit bigger, Electronic Arts, and the absolute mensch, the weaver of corporate sloppy bullshit, Andrew Wilson, CEO. He responded to investment analysts and he said that for ads, they've got people looking into it. Because of course he would say that. He's talking to analysts who work for firms. It's all about investment. And what do the investors want? They want the revenue to go up. They want profitability to go up. Therefore, they will want ads. So even if Andrew Wilson himself personally is actually one of us in the inside, doesn't really want ads, he's got serious financial pressure, and some would even say responsibility, to action on those ads. And it's in that context that all of this reporting on Steam went down, right? Now, Steam is PC. PC is growing, Steam is growing with it. If you cannot do something on Steam, you are in trouble as a game. That means that Valve's policies matter to our industry. They matter basically because they shape the possibility space. And as this Amazon executive noted as well, even with their, 250x the resources, whatever, you can't dethrone Steam. Valve actually matter, so let's investigate what's happened. I've also got a truly novel experience to share. It's BootDev who have sponsored today's video. You see, there you can learn the coding, engineering, and career skills to break into back-end web development. It's like an average salary of 100 grand, work from home, and a lot of really sick stuff, but with quite the twist because their founder is a massive gamer, and that's why Boot is different. It's an RPG. Quests, levels, XP, boss battles, real-time leaderboards, and an active Discord community, almost, I guess, like having your programmer MMO guild. It's really cool. And when you're learning a new skill, that kind of thing matters. And the skills you'll be learning are back-end web development using Python and Go across a wealth of content that cover the fundamentals and even deeper learning topics like really getting into algorithms, which, by the way, is real fun. You'll build projects for your portfolio and you'll dodge two massive problems. One, tutorial hell, where you just bounce from place to place randomly in the internet without a cohesive path. And two, get rich quick style bootcamp hell, because Boot is actually realistic. It's got the sauce. You can see that through their UI, their vibes, how they've structured everything, and they're just plain better than the rest. And you can find that out for yourself with 25% off your first purchase at boot.dev/BellularNews. It's no risk. You can browse their content, do demos, and a lot more for free. And when you do buy, it's a 30-day money-back guarantee. So Steam has essentially reorganized their back-end documentation. They've taken advertisement rules and they have moved them into their own section and just given them a more prominent position. And contrary to loads of headlines, this is not a new policy, and it is not Valve outright banning advertisements. Though, you could say that because these rules are now being displayed more prominently, maybe that indicates Valve are going to be more willing to actually enforce them. Now, the guidelines themselves are crystal clear, but of course, there's the specific wording, there is then the spirit of a policy, and then there's what actually happens. Now, the guidelines are no gating gameplay behind ad walls, no rewarding players for watching advertisements, and no abusing Steam platform features like bundles or store page shoutouts to make money. As an example, imagine I'm a developer, I've got a decently successful game, some other publisher wants, a stronger launch for their game. I say to them, hey, I'll give you 10 grand and I'll also, I'll give you a shout out on our Steam page. Valve don't want people doing that, which obviously does make sense. That would be you circumventing Steam's discovery algorithm and selling space on your Steam page, which basically would be you selling ad inventory on their storefront while cutting them out of the deal, which, not really the done thing. Now, the documentation suggests that developers, if they don't want to do ads, that they either use Steam's built-in monetization options or just, go and do DLC. Now, this is good, obviously good. Nobody wants an App Store hellscape where you watch an advert to continue your Vampire Survivors run. That would suck. It actually makes the design of games worse, and it sets up loads of awful incentives. And it only flies in mobile because people are not only used to that model, they're also literally trained to not buy premium apps, which means that if you want to be viable, well, if you can't beat him, join him, even if it is a game like Vampire Survivors, which can let you watch an ad to continue. Now, for today's story, we gotta handle the specifics, because as I alluded to, Steam simply moved documentation. This is people noticing a documentation move, not really a breaking news story, unless Valve actually does start to enforce things. And as we're going to get into, there's some things that really do stretch credulity. And that's because it's not a ban against all forms of advertising. It's a policy about what type of advertising is okay. Because, make no mistake, Steam does have approved advertising. And now we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about how companies may be bending the spirit of the law. Steam's actual stance in advertising is far more permissive than most people know, and it's in 3 distinct areas, right? And this defines what you will see in Steam, so let's break down each of them. First, on the storefront, Steam does allow for cross-promotions and bundles without monetary exchange. So you cannot basically sell advertising on your store page, but you can do a deal with another publisher, another developer, to bundle your games together, right? And this is very commonly done. As an example, let's just say there's a game like Frostpunk. Now, let's say you have a game that would appeal to a lot of Frostpunk players. Maybe there's a good relationship between your publishers, so in that case, maybe there would be a joint deal. People would be able to pick up Frostpunk as a part of a bundle that would also include your game, and that would be a win-win for both developers. But the important bit is the financial upside on both sides is through Steam's pipeline and not via a sale that cuts Steam out of the process. Which, by the way, I mean, that almost sounds like it's Valve trying to, do skullduggery. No, that's completely reasonable and fair from Valve's part. And obviously where paid advertising is totally okay is when it's outside of Steam. Obviously, Valve would be mad to say no to external traffic. That's off Steam. But what about on Steam inside games? Steam's position on in-game advertising essentially boils down to make it feel part of the game, don't make it be interruptive. Their policies explicitly permit real brands and real products in games, and their examples are things like sponsors in racing and sports games, characters wearing real brands in skating games, which totally makes sense. But the policy as written actually does need permission from the brands, right? And that's kind of neat. It's not just about ads, it's about brands being there. And that's obviously, I think, a smart way for Valve to protect themselves against, say, an angry brand seeing themselves in a controversial game. Because look, Steam's not going to check, and a developer's probably not going to ask for permission. But the point basically is Valve has the bit of paper that they can point to saying, well, the developer tacitly said that they did have permission. They broke our rule. But where it gets more, I'm going to say, spiritually gray, because, games are art, is integrated advertising in other sorts of games. Being a sports game is fine, but this policy does mean, as an example, that the Final Fantasy XV Cup Noodle brand promotion, which involved an in-game cup noodle quest, that's completely fine. Now, what would not be fine per Valve's rules is an unskippable cup noodle advert in Final Fantasy XV, say, that would be needed to unlock that quest, or would be as you load from one zone to another. That's kind of the point here. Gray areas can be found, and today I have got clear and direct examples of big games that get away with breaking the spirit of the policy. Because here's the thing, what is the difference between an unskippable ad and a game's camera looking at something that is a paid brand placement for an extended period of time? What is the difference? I'm not really sure. What we're seeing is that full games are testing what they can get away with, and there are 2 particularly interesting cases that did violate the letter of Valve's law. NBA 2K had unskippable ads during TV-style segments, and Assassin's Creed Odyssey had a little bit of a whoopsie with a full-screen store promotion appearing mid-gameplay, where technically to continue gameplay, you need to move past that ad. Now, these were in both cases clear mistakes of things firing off when they weren't supposed to. I will be charitable, but certainly there's going to be a lot of people who will think, are they just trying to nudge the Overton window a little bit more to get more in-game advertising things okay? I mean, in the case of NBA 2K from Take-Two Interactive, I bloody well think so. Anyway, that NBA story happened in 2020, which was the same year that Steam introduced this ad policy. That being said, we cannot establish a causal link between those events, so it does raise a bit of an eyebrow. More importantly, though, is that both games are now on Steam, living happily today with their forms of, promoting their own things in-game. And it does show us where the line is, that things have to be diegetic and skippable, but defined in a rather narrow and mechanical way. If they're technically not disruptive, even if you, of course, find them to be an immersion-breaking disruption, it's fine. Now, these are just the tip of the iceberg, and oddly enough, we've got Hideo Kojima to thank for this fun thing. What you're looking at is, of course, a lingering shot of Monster Energy cans in Death Stranding. And hey, I do like some Boomer Juice, a wee Monster Ultra, very good to get you going in the morning, but does the camera lingering on a shot of paid product placement constitute an unskippable ad, right? I mean, imagine, I happen to have a Dr. Pepper here. Okay? Not paid by Dr. Pepper. Now, imagine that to continue watching this video, I just held this Dr. Pepper up in front of my face for like 30 seconds, and that I had received money for this, right? That would be a bit of an unskippable ad, right? I mean, yes, you could fast forward, but I think you get my point. That would be weird. That wouldn't be paid product placement. Like, let's just say, imagine I'm one of those guys who does a podcast and has an energy drink, and my energy drink's sitting here. That would be different, right? And that's kind of troublesome in Death Stranding because there's actually way more product placement in it as well, like sunglasses, clothes, and a Norman Reedus TV show. Like, not a little in-universe Sam Bridges thing. No, a literal TV show that Norman Reedus, the dude, was in by AMC, sort of promoted in Death Stranding. Now, I'm not doing this to bash Kojima. Like, dude cooks up some real wacky cool shit. I'm totally down for that. But the point is, we should think about this. And yes, Mr. Kojima could totally get away with it because, well, he's kind of got that following, right? And if he does the Monster Energy promo, it feels a little different to, say, Andrew Wilson of Electronic Arts, if he was to do similar, and we were to see what I think is the next stage of in-game monetization. So, make no mistake, games will want to implement everything that they can. You've just seen, with product placement, a grey area that can feel like an unskippable ad and certainly an immersion-breaking ad that is totally okay and normal in a full-priced paid game. More is going to happen. Let's go back to Andrew Wilson and EA. To avoid being caught in the mid-wit trap of only reacting to headlines, we should first think about the first principles here. Advertising is one of the cheapest ways that a developer can make more money. Video games take years to make. Content DLC takes whole teams, so do cosmetics. Of course, we've generally seen less and less full DLCs, more and more cosmetics because of money, right? The cost of revenue. Now, 500 gems or a revive in return for one 30-second advertisement, that costs just about nothing to implement, and it is surfaced to the player right at their pain point, right when they want that revive or those 500 gems. Steam banning that is absolutely a good thing, but advertising within games is still fine because there is a difference between the word of the law and the spirit of the law. Be it politics, be it games, we should think about that. Now, Andrew Wilson of Electronic Arts was mentioned in the intro of today's video, and I did that for a reason. Now, the man has got a knack for corporate speak. I mean, he actually called future game content, this is a quote, future innovation creativity. Don't know about you, my fellow gamers, I do like to consume some future innovation creativity. Anyway, he talked about the need to do advertisements thoughtfully in their big titles. And I think that's obviously him giving a wink to everyone saying, I know that if we caught this up, you'd be very angry. But it is quite funny because he says that over history, right, they have had to be, quote, very, very thoughtful about advertising in the context of our play experiences, which is great. But his very next line opens with the word but. Wilson then emphasizes the billions of hours that are spent on Electronic Arts' games, and he says that they expect advertising to be a meaningful growth driver for them, and that they do have people working on it. And if you're wondering then, what does that mean? Does that mean unskippable ads? Well, I would say there's a real good example actually, and it's on Discord, which we all use, right? You'll see those sponsored quests that appear at the bottom of your sidebar. You'll do some sort of optional ad thing and you'll get a cosmetic in return. And you see, this is all about psychology, it's all about framing, choice architecture, that kind of thing. Discord does ads in a way that is designed to not feel like an ad, or is at least designed to feel a little bit more like a game, because it's Discord, it's for gamers. If you're going to do an ad, make it feel like it's a Discord ad, and effort has went in, people will then accept it more. Obviously, though, Discord is free, so it's more than okay for them to do that. But a AAA doing that kind of thing would be awful, and I think it will happen. Sony giving me a free skin for linking my account is kind of perfectly fine. And yeah, we've got things in the past like double XP coupons from your junk food, right? Buy your Totino's pizza roll, gamers! Live up to the stereotype. And that's something that goes from the outside world into the video game world. But what about it going the other way round, where you maybe have an incentivized in-game store link that takes you to a store page to purchase something via an ad? And then if it validates your purchase, you get a reward in the game. So be it that, or an encroachment of paid product placement, obviously in a way that goes way beyond a brand collab, we're going to see more of this. But to understand how and who benefits, we got to think about Valve and if they would ever get a cut. Because at the end of the day, what will define their store policy is what they will benefit from. So Steam, the consumer thing that we use, and Steamworks, the set of developer tools, have many things. But they don't have an ad platform, right? They don't have an ad platform. And when we see brand promotions, those are often very bespoke deals, B2B, right? But let's run the clock forward and have a bit of an understanding of things. So I want you to consider this. Major game players partner with or develop their own advertisement networks. That then lets brands purchase ad inventory across their video games, just like those brands already do on Facebook and YouTube, right? That is how the majority of the advertising business goes these days. Now, if that happens in a game, Valve would not see any money from that. So imagine you have your Discord-style quests, but it's something that you get an XP boost for in a new Call of Duty game, right? Where maybe in the Call of Duty store, every single day, there's a brand partner quest. You can click on that brand partner quest, and maybe the case is those are distributed to players based on your own player profile, right? Because it would be targeted advertising, which they could obviously do. You have a Call of Duty account, they know lots about you, they know where you're from, where you're playing, etc., etc. That would be absolutely humongous business. And trust me, I know how this business works, given, you know, YouTube as a whole thing. Now, in a world where Steamworks Ads exists, well, that is something that Valve could build and that developers could use. That would make everybody a lot of money. Just like, say, you've got Unity, the game engine, and for a very long time, Unity, the game engine that would be used to make video games that you or I would really enjoy playing, was kind of losing money in all of that. And what they were making money on was mobile games that were using the Unity ad network. Obviously, that led to quite a few messy incentives and, well, at the very least, a lot of videos for us. But to the big players, this is an opportunity for transformational growth. In a recent video where we discussed the rumors of GTA, the new one, costing $100, one of the things that we found in the research process was that consumer spending on like premium console games was actually, in real terms, flat. Now, obviously, we're buying lots of other things, but if you buy another thing that's not a video game, the video games industry doesn't benefit from that. If, however, you are putting your time and your attention into a video game, and then you are watching advertisements, be that for a new wallet, a new phone, whatever it may be that you might want, well, now the games industry can benefit from that. And they will try everything that they can. Remember the money-making schemes like the NFT games, right? It wasn't just some weird Web3 crypto bros doing that. There was a lot of them, but it was also EA. They talked to investors about, oh, we're investigating this, we're taking it very seriously. Ubisoft did as well. Ubisoft got further than most. Square Enix had quite a few lolcow moments with their NFTs. Now, some of that is because of investor pressure, what investors would want. Whenever Andrew Wilson says, we're very thoughtful, but it's a lot of money, we've got people looking into it. He is saying that because that's what investors will want to hear. There is pressure to make that work from the investors, just as there is pressure to make AI work, and of course pressure in the past to make the NFTs work. Of course, for Valve though, that would be a bit of a problem, and Valve did indeed block the NFT games. That's because, number one, I think they were smart. They knew that was not going to go down well, and Valve doing that was absolutely a consumer good. Now, in one way, you could say it's anti-competitive because a storefront basically helped murder the adoption of a really bad trend. And you could say that in the most free version of a market, the NFT games would happen, and they would just fail because we all thought they were lame. But still, we ended up not going through that because Valve was the 500-ton gorilla and it said, no, we're not doing that. And that was good for us, but there is another reason. They wouldn't be making any money from that, right? It would be circumventing Steam's current monetization features. They would far rather have a system like, say, Rust, where you've got an in-game player marketplace and it's using Steam. I mean, think about CSGO knives. Some of those knives are just really boring commodities, but some knives, wow, they generate in a way that can look very unique. One would almost say actually unique. Who really knows about the fungibility, but effectively an NFT, and you can see those having massive trading volume in terms of quantity and revenue on their marketplace. And to be clear, I am not saying this to say that Valve is evil and is pursuing money. No, it's a goddamn business. Of course it's doing that, right? That's fine. And the best way for me and you and Valve to be happy is actually for our incentives to be aligned. If Valve's profit motive is aligned with our desire for good video games, then it's going to be happy and sustainable. And because Valve is a platform and a storefront that captures broad market growth, they're going to care about the biggest of the big picture. And that means the developers putting in mobile game unskippable ads, that would be bad for the state of Valve's overall market. They would stand to lose. It would be bad for us. We don't want that in our games. That would be bad for Valve, and it would be generating money in Valve's platform without giving Valve a cut, which would be bad, and that would mean that our incentives would not be aligned. That means my incentives, your incentives, Valve's, and the developer publishers. And so in this case, the alignment of incentives is good. But if Valve ever decides to do a Valve ad network, like, say, Google AdWords, then the incentives would be different. I hope, and I do actually believe, that Valve just does not have an interest in going in that direction. What I will say is watch out. Doubling down on premium, be that premium, gacha bullshit cosmetics as Riot are doing, is happening right now. Okay? That's pressing up the really premium stuff. There's all the gains at the bottom, right? All the gains that will come from ads, that will come from paid product placement. We have seen in AAA games that actually unit economics are becoming a real problem, and these games that are expensive to make are struggling to earn back money and to be worth the squeeze. And that means they're going to find every bit of low-hanging fruit that they can to de-risk. What Valve banned 5 years ago is good. That they have now made that more prominent in the documentation is good because it does suggest they're more willing to enforce it. And that means today's story is a win, but as I laid out, we should be vigilant, we should think, and we should always try to think in terms of those first principles. What are the basic economics and what are the incentives of the individual decision makers, be that the corporate entities or even just the people at the top, like Mr. Wilson, who has got to say things that investors will like, and investors like ads. And if you'll excuse the joke, YouTube actually wants to show you a few more. They've currently got snipers pointed at me, so I literally have to say you should watch this video about Overwatch 2 next so that they can show you ads, but also it's actually a really interesting video, and I don't want YouTube snipers to get me, so please help.
Today we think of gravity as a force, one of the four primary forces in our universe. In the future, however, we may see it not just as a force of nature, but a tool for humanity to forge an awesome destiny. A couple months back, we explored how gravity could be used for spaceship propulsion, from modern methods like slingshots to the Oberth effect. As incredible as spaceships are, they're just one category of technology that could benefit from advanced control over gravity. Today, I thought we'd dive into some of the other possibilities. Everything from its role in terraforming planets to its impact on constructing megastructures, both in terms of the building process and the structures themselves. We'll also examine how gravity might enable us to settle giant planets or small moons, create or mine stars, manipulate time, fold space, and even wage wars. After all, gravity plays a crucial role in weapon performance, from deflecting impacts to shattering entire planets. But let's begin with a few spaceship applications, as gravity isn't just useful for moving your ship. Probably the best known use of gravity technology in science fiction is essentially to create artificial gravity on board ships where people live and work. Ironically, this is perhaps the least essential usage, as we can already simulate gravity through spin or rotation. While large rotating sections are necessary for artificial ecosystems, a habitation drum or ring doesn't need to take up much space on a ship. Plus, there is little reason not to rotate a ship. Spinning on its axis offers added protection since attacks from the sides won't hit the same spot repeatedly due to the rotation, making it harder for an enemy to pound away at a chink in your armor. The concept of artificial gravity in spaceships is more of a concession to practical filmmaking. After all, you can't simply turn off Earth's gravity during filming. Pre-CGI models of spaceships also required simpler, static designs, where moving parts were not feasible. However, artificial gravity has some unique advantages. For instance, with precise control, different areas of a ship could feature varying gravitational conditions. You might have high-gravity calisthenic gyms or low-gravity acrobatic arenas. Gravity levels could be adjusted in a single room as easily as adjusting a thermostat, a gravastat if you will, or even with the casual simplicity of a dimmer switch for lights. Beyond intensity, you could also control the direction of gravity, enabling rooms where every wall and the ceiling had gravity, maximizing usable space. This raises intriguing possibilities about how gravity might be generated. Would it create a large sphere of gravitational pull, akin to a massive object, where force diminishes with the square of distance? Or would it shape a gravitational field around the entire ship, pointing downward to the bottom of the vessel? If you found down an elevator shaft on such a ship, many of which might have dozens or even hundreds of decks, would you plummet to your death at high speed, or would gravity flicker on and off as you pass between floors, each generating its own field? If the former is true, then why limit ourselves to elevator shafts? We could repurpose them as gun barrels, where projectiles fall down the length of the tube, propelled by gravity instead of chemical explosions or electromagnetic linear motors. There is an enormous fictional ship called Macragge's Honor in the novel No No Fear by Dan Abnett, a Gloriana-class battleship described with various loose size estimates. A commonly accepted scale is about 20 miles long and 52 miles wide, or roughly 32 kilometers by 8 kilometers in each dimension. It's hard to estimate the number of decks, especially since the ship was built to accommodate genetically engineered giants over 2 meters tall. However, assuming an average deck height of 5 meters, the ship would have around 1,600 decks. There was a memorable scene where the ship's bridge is blown out into space, taking its master and commander with it. Everyone assumes he's dead, but thanks to his borderline demigod status from extreme genetic engineering, and the ship retaining a small atmosphere held in place by its artificial gravity, he managed to reach an airlock and re-enter the ship to continue the battle against treacherous invaders aboard his flagship. It's a fun novel, but some readers objected to the idea that the ship could retain any atmosphere through its own gravity. They are correct that even a solid metallic asteroid of that size wouldn't have enough gravity to hold an atmosphere, and ships are far less dense since they are mostly hollow. However, if the ship is equipped with an advanced artificial gravity system creating Earth-like gravity on its decks, it's not surprising this gravity might leak. Add in the ship's shields and the fact that it was parked in the planet's upper atmosphere at the time, and the scenario becomes more plausible. I've thought a lot about that scene over the years and even incorporated similar ideas into the Juggernaut-scale ships for a video game project I worked on years ago, Hades 9. Though the game was sadly never completed, we still occasionally use footage from it. Our designs feature ships of a similar Gloriana-class scale with hundreds of thousands or even millions of crew members, set in a post-apocalyptic dystopia. These ships had main guns miles long, and their immense scale included cracks and crevices that spanned hundreds of meters wide and kilometers long. Entire unintentional ecosystems could develop in these spaces, sustained by air and water leaking from the ship and held in place by artificial gravity. Gun ports, in particular, were key areas where gravity manipulation was used to launch projectiles. These massive weapons relied on gravity capacitors to store and release energy, and the sheer size of the ships meant gun crews were like small towns, living near or even on the colossal guns themselves. This highlights something I always find fascinating when contemplating advanced technology, whether in serious discussions or science fiction: the secondary and unexpected effects of the technology. For instance, artificial gravity could be used not just for crew comfort, but also to accelerate projectiles. This might apply to giant ship-mounted weapons, vehicle-mounted guns, or even personal sidearms. As I recall, the Mass Effect video game franchise uses this concept for its weapons. If artificial gravity works for weapons, why not for body armor? Sci-fi often depicts anti-gravity suspensors or massive power armor, but rarely combines the two. Imagine a knight-like warrior encased in tons of metal, able to charge freely not because of pistons, servos, or synthetic muscle fibers, but because artificial gravity or reduced inertial mass makes the suit lighter and easier to move. Mass itself seems to have three distinct effects. It resists being pushed or pulled, inertial mass, it's put on by other masses, passive gravitational mass, and it exerts a pull on other masses, active gravitational mass. Normally, walking around in low gravity while wearing a massive spacesuit is exhausting because while the suit isn't heavy, its inertial mass still resists movement. Ships capable of manipulating inertial mass would have an easier time moving themselves. This idea is often implied in science fiction with artificial gravity systems. Otherwise, when a captain orders "take us to half impulse" or "take us to half light speed," we would expect the crew to be squished against the bulkheads by the sudden acceleration. For example, accelerating to half the speed of light in 1 second would require approximately 15 million Gs of acceleration, thousands of times more than would instantly kill a person under normal conditions. Just as importantly, if you can control gravity, you can change directions more easily without flinging the crew around. Otherwise, when two ships fly past each other at a decent fraction of light speed, firing broadsides, and one attempts to swing around for a second attack run, it would need to spend months accelerating at high speed to make that maneuver, leaving the crew glued to one wall of their ship. Gravity technologies also open up new defensive possibilities, in addition to applications in weapons and propulsion. For instance, a gravity beam, laser, or spotlight could serve as a tractor beam or a mechanism for launching fighters. It could also be used to manipulate large chunks of metal, positioning them several miles from your ship as a shield. These metal barriers could absorb damage, and if something does break through, it would scatter in the space between you and the shield, rather than ricocheting around inside your ship as it would if it pierced your armor. Something like this might work for defense on small-scale vehicles or body armor too. But that's not the only way gravity technology, or GravTech, could enhance defense for ships, planets, or individuals. Imagine if you had a weak, fluctuating gravity field around you on the ground. Such a field could cause bullets aimed at you to miss their target. If it had an anti-gravity function, it might even push bullets aside or slow them down. Gravity also affects energy. Light blue shifts gains energy as it falls into a gravity well, just as objects like bullets speed up. An anti-gravity field could reverse this, red-shifting light to weaker frequencies or slowing incoming projectiles. This assumes a simple push or pull gravity device. If a gravity field could push sideways, it might deflect objects entirely. Much like a far-distant electromagnet between Earth and the Sun can deflect charged particles better than Earth's own magnetic field, a long, focused gravity cone could potentially deflect incoming weapons fire, bullets, lasers, or even energy weapons, with minimal energy use. While these ideas are exciting for spaceships, they are equally applicable to space stations, habitats, planets, and stars. But before diving into those applications, we should ask, how does this gravity tech actually work? The answer, of course, is that we don't know, not just how it works, but even if it's possible. That's why we classify it as Clarke tech, a term derived from Arthur C. Clarke's famous quote, "Any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic." We recently did a comprehensive episode on Clarke techs, exploring technologies ranging from biological immortality, likely easier to achieve than faster light travel, despite sci-fi often suggesting otherwise, to those that seem plausible but have no clear developmental pathway, and others outright forbidden by known science. Gravity technology mostly falls in the category of plausible but currently inaccessible under known science. However, we do have some basic gravity-related technologies today. Spaceships use gravity for slingshot maneuvers and the Oberth effect. Spin gravity is employed in space habitats and even washing machines. And gravity powers mechanical systems like water wheels, pulleys, and counterweights. Somewhat ironically, while gravity was the first of the four fundamental forces to be discovered, and its basic behavior understood and utilized, it remains the least understood overall. The other three forces are electromagnetism and the strong and weak nuclear forces. Gravity is incredibly weak, trillions of times weaker than even the weakest of the other three, and appears to be strictly attractive, unlike the others, which have both attractive and repulsive components. In some ways, our incomplete understanding of gravity is precisely what keeps the door wide open for GravTech, as we simply don't yet know what can and can't be ruled out. Unlike the other fundamental forces, which have well-defined carrier particles like photons for electromagnetism and gluons for the strong nuclear force, gravity's carrier particle, the hypothetical graviton, remains undiscovered. While we hypothesize its existence, the graviton's compatibility with Einstein's theory of relativity is deeply problematic. For a more detailed discussion of these issues, see our string theory episode from last month, where we delve into the conflicts between quantum mechanics and general relativity. Gravity is the unseen architect of the cosmos, shaping planets, stars, and perhaps even the size and potential of alien life forms. And while at first we might think gravity limited the size of aliens, we also have reason to believe most aliens who could parallel us on other worlds would also be much bigger. In the Big Alien Theory, our monthly Nebula exclusive episode, we dive into the fascinating connection between the physics of size, gravity, and the mysteries of the Fermi paradox. Could the very forces that govern the universe also explain why we haven't encountered other intelligent species? Explore these captivating questions and more only on Nebula, the largest creator-owned streaming platform. Every episode of SFIA airs early and ad-free on Nebula, alongside a universe of exclusive content from myself and many other amazing creators, like Real Engineering, Real Science, The Science Asylum, Up and Atom, and more, including classes available on Nebula. Sign up at go.nebula.tv/IsaacArthur using the code IsaacArthur to get 40% off an annual plan, making it $3 a month. Nebula also offers lifetime memberships and gift options, so you can share incredible content like the Big Alien Theory with friends and family. Head over now to go.nebula.tv/IsaacArthur, and let's get back to uncovering the possibilities of gravity tech. That said, we've made some significant progress in understanding gravity. In the past decade, we conclusively detected gravitational waves, a prediction of general relativity. Observations suggest that these waves, generated by extreme binary sources like merging black holes, are not emitted uniformly in all directions. Instead, they vary in strength depending on the direction, implying that a directional gravity emitter could be possible. If true, this could allow us to project gravity in specific shapes, like cones rather than spheres, enabling applications like tractor beams or even launch corridors for spaceships departing planets. Manipulating gravity in a localized area of the atmosphere could also provide a straightforward path to weather control, a topic we will revisit when discussing GravTech for planetary applications. Interestingly, almost every faster-than-light FTL travel concept under serious consideration today, such as warp drives or wormholes, relies on the existence of negative matter or negative energy. Personally, I'm skeptical about the existence of such phenomena, but if they do exist, they could provide a pathway to developing GravTech by enabling the creation or manipulation of gravitational fields using negative matter or energy. We also know that mass generates gravity, but that doesn't mean gravity can only be produced omnidirectionally or solely by mass. A deeper understanding of quantum gravity might reveal that gravitons do exist and can't be generated as easily and mundanely as we currently produce photons. If so, the possibilities for controlled directional gravitational fields and the revolutionary technologies they could unlock would be endless. Gravity control could significantly influence other technologies and the paths our civilization might take. For example, we often consider creating rotating habitats to house vast populations in space using rotation to simulate gravity. If artificial gravity eliminates that need, habitats could be designed flatter and simpler. Furthermore, structures could be built much larger without requiring supermaterials or an energy-intensive active support systems. Interestingly, gravity control also allows for smaller scale innovation. Moons or dwarf planets, which struggle with low gravity, could have their gravity enhanced comfortably, at least within bases and settlements. Terraforming could be far more practical, enabling adjustments to gravity on heavy planets, maintaining atmospheres and oceans on smaller celestial bodies like moons or asteroids, or even supporting life on asteroids themselves. The concept of terraforming, by the way, originates from Jack Williamson's short story Collision Orbit. In that story, the term refers to a small asteroid that someone claimed and equipped with an artificial gravity field, making it capable of retaining an atmosphere and providing Earth-like gravity. Whether such gravtech is viable depends not only on how complex it is, but also on whether it requires energy to operate. Mass naturally generates gravity with no energy cost. Of course, energy is involved when objects move up or down in a gravitational field, but the field itself is a constant. Similarly, spin gravity doesn't inherently consume energy once established. A hollow cylinder spinning in space will keep spinning indefinitely, aside from minor frictional losses. Even in a vacuum, there are some particles to bump into. If artificial gravity operates like these systems, it could be practical for large-scale continuous use. However, suppose it required energy to maintain, say 1 watt per square foot, or about 10 watts per square meter. In that case, something like the International Space Station would need around a 5 kilowatt generator or solar panel to maintain gravity. While that's not insignificant, it suggests you could feasibly limit artificial gravity to specific areas, like workspaces or sleeping quarters, or activate it only when people are present, much like we do with lighting. The power requirement is purely arbitrary. I chose it because it's comparable to the energy used for bright room lighting. The actual requirement could be much higher or lower. Using that figure, a USS Enterprise-scale spaceship might need to burn through a megawatt to maintain its gravity, possibly more if it must supply gravity to each of its dozens of decks individually. We also don't know how such gravity would diminish with distance. Does it remain uniform and simply stop working beyond a few meters, or does it follow an inverse or inverse square law relative to the distance from the gravity plate? If it diminishes with distance, would that mean your head experiences noticeably less gravity than your feet? At a planetary scale, generating gravity at 10 watts per square meter will consume about 2 to 3% of the sunlight hitting the planet, assuming Earth-like illumination and a 100% conversion rate, turning photons directly into gravitons with no loss to heat. For quarter asteroids, heat loss might not be a concern, as any sunlight not reflected would simply warm the rock. It might also be perfect for a planet like Venus, where we get a bit too much sunlight and the gravity is a bit low. And there will be a lot more Venus-sized planets than Earth-sized ones, and even more at 80% Earth's gravity. It's just the nature of how matter tends to clump, more smaller items than bigger ones, though more mass in the bigger ones than all the smaller ones combined. It's worth noting that a 10-kilometer wide asteroid with Earth-like gravity would not automatically retain an atmosphere like Earth's. We've previously discussed the idea of creating artificial black holes of arbitrary sizes for purposes like generating gravity. If your gravity force falls off inverse square with distance, then a 10-kilometer wide object has only a quarter of the gravity 10 kilometers up at the top of its main atmosphere layer, which isn't holding things in well at that point. Plus, atmospheres go up a lot higher than that. An inverse rather than inverse square force might do much better, and that might be possible with artificial gravity. In the absence of that tech, we could do this with a small artificial black hole. By placing a micro black hole at the core of an asteroid, moon, or megastructure, you could generate gravity using abundant mass, such as hydrogen or helium, rather than valuable rocks and metals. Dark matter, which is even more abundant and less useful for construction, could serve even better if you could direct it into artificial black holes. If gravity manipulation becomes possible, it might enable interaction with dark matter, one of the few ways we might reliably manipulate it. Mass might not even be necessary to generate gravity. Alternatively, if artificial gravity requires power to operate, the energy could be used to compress dark matter or excess hydrogen and helium into artificial black holes. This is a point we'll return to later. Energy does generate gravity too, so it might be that you need to dump that much energy in, the equivalent of the appropriate mass energy, untold trillions of tons, to make it work, though that would really limit the value of such technologies. However, an asteroid with Earth-like gravity, created via a micro black hole at its core, would likely still need a transparent spherical shell to retain its atmosphere. The escape velocity of a
Holy
rock
shit,
with
bros.
Earth-like gravity is far lower than Earth's, and the gravity would sharply decrease just a few kilometers above the surface. A shell would help maintain the atmosphere. Fortunately, we already have materials that are as strong as steel yet transparent, making such a shell feasible. Many plants might wrap themselves in transparent shells or construct a honeycomb of giant domes for similar purposes. These structures could also house artificial magnetospheres to deflect ionizing particles that strip away planetary atmospheres. As mentioned, you could lower the gravity on more massive planets, but maybe more importantly, you would use this to extract material for use elsewhere, planetary mining or harvesting. High gravity makes extracting and transporting materials from such worlds energy intensive and dangerous, as machinery and human operators must contend with crushing forces. By using artificial gravity to reduce or counteract the planet's natural gravity in specific mining zones, equipment could operate more efficiently and workers could move safely and easily. Furthermore, artificial gravity systems could create controlled environments that stabilize loose soils or manage the flow of excavated materials, reducing the risk of collapse or equipment wear. For particularly dense or high-pressure environments, artificial gravity could even assist in lifting mined materials off the planet's surface, either by counteracting gravity during launches or funneling extracted resources through specialized gravity-assisted transport systems. This technology would open access to the vast mineral wealth of massive planets that are currently impractical to mine. Artificial gravity opens up fascinating landscaping possibilities. Instead of simply using it to hold loose soil in place, it could be used to run water uphill, creating spectacular mile-high waterfalls as it flows back down. It could also enable innovative architecture, such as spiral hallways where you walk upside down, or buildings with sidewalks running down the sides, adorned with gardens and trees jutting outward. Imagine looped gardens on pathways that invert as you walk, or even entire floating islands suspended in the sky. On a grander scale, artificial gravity could allow for immense, hollow megastructures filled with air, spanning millions of kilometers. Within these vast spaces, floating islands of rock and water could drift by as serene oases or lush gardens, redefining the concept of landscapes and habitats. This raises concerns about energy conservation and production. If I can make water run uphill, I'm either expending energy to move it or violating the law of conservation of energy. Otherwise, I could create a perpetual motion machine by having the water flow uphill only to fall back down a waterfall onto a water wheel, continuously generating energy without any input. On the one hand, this is perfectly fine. As we discussed before, while energy is locally conserved under known processes, there is no strong reason to believe it is conserved in all cases. The Big Bang and the continuous expansion of the universe is driven by dark energy seemingly coming from nowhere. Both suggest that energy conservation is not a hard and fast rule in this universe. It might be conserved within some broader reality from which our universe emerged, but even if that's the case, it doesn't preclude us from generating energy or gravity by similar mechanisms. Dark energy itself behaves in ways that are intriguingly opposite to gravity in some respects. Furthermore, under string theory, which we discussed last month, gravity's weakness compared to other forces is theorized to stem from being spread out over extra dimensions and realities. If any force seems plausible to violate energy conservation through artificial generation, gravity would likely be the prime candidate. Artificial gravity could also play a pivotal role in cosmic engineering. It might enable reversing Hubble expansion, creating floated pockets of spacetime to hide civilizations, or even generating slow time fields, similar to how time slows near massive bodies, ones where time was slowed or even suspended, though we might better call them hibernation fields, where time stops or nearly does. This would be distinct from suspension fields, which might be better suited for floating objects. On the architectural front, gravity beams could serve as safety nets, catching people who fall or jump from tall buildings or bridges, potentially a life-saving innovation and an exciting alternative to bungee jumping. You could also presumably have buildings hanging in the sky, or new options like upside-down pyramid buildings or cylinders of reverse gravity that let you fall from the ground up to some city in the sky. Much depends on how much energy is required to maintain these effects. If GravTech allows for violations of energy conservation, this becomes less of a concern. Gravity control, however, also opens up new methods of energy generation, one of which is artificial fusion. For instance, if we could increase the gravity of our Sun, the fusion rate would rise significantly. Fusion rates scale faster than the cube of the gravitational force, so doubling the sun's gravity could result in an 8-fold or greater increase in its fusion rate and brightness. Artificial gravity could transform gas giants and brown dwarfs into stars by inducing sufficient gravitational compression to ignite nuclear fusion in their cores. Gas giants like Jupiter and brown dwarfs, which are often called failed stars, lack the mass required to trigger sustained fusion naturally. By artificially increasing their gravity, we could compress their hydrogen-rich cores to the pressures and temperatures necessary for fusion to begin. This process might be gradual, using gravity fields to simulate the effects of additional mass without needing to add physical material. Such engineered stars could serve as new energy sources, light up dark regions of space, or support terraforming efforts on nearby moons and planets. Additionally, these artificial stars might be customized to burn at lower intensities or for longer durations, creating stable environments for humans or alien habitats. Artificial gravity could also be useful for small-scale commercial fusion. Creating a gravity field the size of a basketball with 1,000,000,000 times normal gravity might be no more challenging than generating artificial gravity for a spaceship. Additionally, it offers valuable applications for managing oversized stars. For instance, we've discussed mining stars, known as starlifting, by using their emitted energy to extract matter from their massive gravity wells. This process could be used to extend a star's lifetime by removing fusion byproducts, cycling in fresh hydrogen, or even preventing large stars from going supernova by decreasing their mass. Artificial gravity might significantly simplify these processes, making them more efficient and practical. Supernovae are critical for producing the heavier elements that planets are made from, but we could likely replicate those effects more efficiently by using gravity. For example, we could imagine supercolliders that create new elements powered by gravity instead of electromagnetism. Supernovae also give us black holes, which can be incredibly useful, especially if artificial gravity allows us to create very small ones. We've explored using black holes for power generation and other advanced technologies in several episodes. Check out our discussions on Kugelblitz black holes, black hole tech and quasar cannons, colonizing black holes, and weaponizing black holes for more on these fascinating possibilities. But while using artificial gravity to make black holes could be amazingly useful, it is a reminder that black holes have a lot of uses, including warping space and time. And if we're contemplating anti-gravity, not just gravity, that warping might not be limited to squishing up, folding, or slowing space-time, but also to expanding or speeding it up. This could open the doors to applications like fast time bubbles and reverse time bubbles, along with wormholes that might open up to other places and times in the cosmos. So we see a lot of awesome gravity technology options exist, and doubtless far more we haven't thought of yet, showing us how useful gravity might be. Not that it isn't already pretty handy. Gravity is the awesome force that holds us all together, and it might be that in the future it's what lets us easily travel around the present, or even the past.
Yes.
Hey, people. Entertain. Excellent. And we'll leave it here before I start pressing buttons all over the place again. Oh, look at this. Almost the author of Elements, maybe. Okay. Well, there you have it, guys. Thank you for watching and for your patience while I was sick. Hope you're enjoying this series, and I'll see ya next time when, hopefully, we've dealt with the honor and intrigue. Hey, Okay. Well, there you have it, guys. Hey, people. Intro here, back with the Age of Wonders, where we are now officially at war with Kyridae. Gonna try and do this event, finally. I assume it ends when I take Honor Watch, but who knows? I'm gonna try and save up my Imperium now. So I have no idea what the options are gonna be. Maybe they will require Imperium or something. Sounds like something that could happen. What else has been going on? Everyone else kind of hates us, aside maybe from this guy, who tolerates us so far. My forge is available, but I don't have any bloody essence. In fact, I should just give that helmet to someone. I think my mage needs a helmet. Yogan. Yes, take a helmet. There you go. Okay. We should be able to get a siege next turn going. In terms of my heroes, I think, yeah, Nelek, we can do his major ambition now. To have a full army of legendary and get trainer, because I noticed that the Inferno Hound is a legend. So we just have to swap out this Astral Siphoner and chuck in. I don't know if I need to end the turn or if it's just going to trigger here. There we go. And that maxes out his renown because he needed 195. Superb. And now we can give Nelek an army of like high tier but low rank units because he's got this awesome trainer. Which I think, yeah, is basically exactly what this guy has. I've got 4 6 stacks here. I don't think I need all of them. So we may try to send someone off. Maybe to get this gold mine. There's also an iron deposit over here. I think I'd rather have the production. So we may do that. Who can get there the quickest? You're 4 turns away. So everyone's basically 4 turns away. You're 5. I think we'll send... Maybe send the new guy. Because he should get a decent amount of XP fighting alone, maybe? Well, with only 1 army, I mean. Yeah. So let's get you moving now. Along with... Oh, these guys can't move, most of them.
What if I need this?
Just move to here then.
The thing is, I don't.
Kind of on the road
It's
at
really
least.
powerful, but it's useless
Nelek's
against the
gonna
boss.
lead this army.
I don't see myself needing.
Oh wait, look how much it messes up my income when I do that.
But yeah, I'm going to.
So we'll keep
go
you in there for
the
now.
boss.
Got barely any
Next
mana. I can't even
round.
afford like 3 teleporters right now. You produce an animist, good. I think I want this army defending under totem because Faust is pinning me in here. In fact, I want to change this to the under
3 of these.
totem, please. There we go. Tranquility pool acquired. That's for the deal I made for the event. Spells are ready. Level of renown, ambition. Treaties broken. We broke all the treaties with Kyridae because we declared war. It's not giving me the prompt for research. Oh, Zephyr Archer. Yeah. Cool range units with an area of effect attack. Is there anything I can rush? Oh, a vendor. And you're going into a monolith. Good. I need that mana. Really need it. And then there's an academy. Market. All sorts of cool stuff we can get. Yeah, try and get the academy and the market up. You're getting a central quarry there, just because it's better than a regular quarry, but it's not getting any adjacency because the mines are so good here. Can you rush anything? Ah, transmutation circle. This should be haste berries to give us that thing. Boom. Yes, there we go. Look, plus 92 per turn now. Excellent. Into an armory, and we'll have you train an ancestral warden as well. Now that we're getting +1 rank on everyone. You're gonna come in soldier tier, are you? Oh, the armory should improve that, right? Oh, not tier 3s, okay. Yep, Imperial Essence is now completed.
Might need
Superb.
it for.
I suppose we are
and
ending the
against
turn. When's
enemies,
my next
basically.
rally?
You have to
turns away.
consider having them against enemies.
Oh, I should keep an eye on the overground. Hopefully, Pyrades as an attack. Because I assume one of my
Don't need
options is going
iron
to be
anymore, basically.
release. What was her name? Azuli or something? From the cage and make friends with her. I'd rather she have her armies because
need
she's at
coal.
war with many, many, many other empires. What's this? Southern accusation. So Kyrade gains grievances against me. Who cares? We're already at war. Only on the field of battle will our differences be settled. Yeah, I'm working on it. Working on the field of battle. Okay. Nelek is gonna join these guys. You're staying with me, so I need to give you another elemental, don't I? Or an animal back. Can give you this fella. But I don't know if I want two of them in the same army. We'll give you this animal back. Let me just double check that you do count as an animal, yes. Start the siege with you. I should have 4 slots. Yes, I do, with a discount. Oh, fumigation doesn't do any bloody fortification damage. We'll do a headlong assault. And undermine the walls. I don't think Onegas is going to get me down to 2 turns here. Tower bombardment and one of these. Battlements or sabotage support, which would be caltrops and stuff. Do that. 3 turns. Fair enough. You guys are heading over to the Undertotem. You are going to be heading to that gold mine. I can just finagle these armies a bit. Put you there. Nelek, you lead those guys. Good stuff. So you can have that Astral Siphon, I guess. Oops. What was your name again? Ikar. The Spearhead. We need to give you a spear. I guess we'll give you a lance at least. Try and get to here, buddy. It'll take you a little while. Oh no, it won't. It was giving us a weird route because I don't think this was actually uncovered yet. Why do you have a Doom Depth Trench, you idiot? You're like harmonious. Well, I guess maybe Kyrade built it. You guys come and support the siege, I suppose. Leishun has returned to further his campaign of terror. There he is. He got this far already? You just respawned. Maybe he used Force March or something. No, it's amazing that nobody's declared on me yet. Nobody else. Kyrade's moving. Oh, is this Kyrade here? Trying to stop the pillaging and then attack me, I guess. Maybe if we shift around the other side of the city, we won't be able to reach me. She? I think it's a she. Kyrade. Oh, look at this. Starting to like us a bit. 250 relations with that fella. Still wants me to pay for the frickin' wizard's bond, I bet. We'll go and check. Everyone stay in siege range. Just get around the back here. Hopefully avoid being attacked. Hey, dum-dum. Do you want a wizard's bond? 324 gold. Just a bad deal. Just a bad deal. Also have a defensive pact with a fellow who hates me, so that kind of sucks. You continue on your way. Almost there. In fact, oh, I can't quite get there to start the fight. Look at these guys. Oh, maybe they're going to do it before me. That'll be annoying. Okay, under totem. Oh, maybe granary time over here. You've got 48 food income. It's quite poor. Also, a bit more defenses. And then maybe a Masonic Hall. Queue it all up. You guys live here now for the time being. You just got an academy, that's good. Go rush the armory out. Scholars Guild isn't very good here. Oh, I can start getting this stuff. The Apex, which helps my summons come out a bit better into the town hall, I think. Some good special provinces we can grab as well. What about you? Can't rush that thing. Maybe we should get this central quarry first. That might speed it up a bit. Should have thought of that. Other rulers make a defensive pact. No! Don't drag him into this war. I was falsely denounced. Negotiations succeeded? Oh, hey. We're now bonded vassalage with Sol. So we can withdraw that. I think there's one more we can try to make. Oh, this is the insulted thing. I don't know why it didn't bring me to that before. I did left click it. Flint Wall, there they are. Lei Shun's trying to make friends with you. Oh, I could boost the allegiance. Let's try it. Let's try it. Because sometimes you'll see the AI just like stop. They just like withdraw their stone or something. Pact of Cooperation, good. And Lei Shun should be avoiding vassals because he's a bastard. What do they call it? Oath of whatever it is. I've already forgotten. You're out of the void. Strife, there it is. I can remember things. Oh man, he's got a gold wonder over here. Hasn't cleared it yet though. That's really close to have a gold wonder to your throne city. I can create a bounty. No, thank you. Gonna end the turn, I think, is what I'm gonna do. Steel skin soonish. See if these guys can get to me and attack. Because they can move quite far in their own territory. So this little scooch around the side I did may have been pointless. Here we go. Okay. Karaday brought a whole bunch of stuff, apparently. I can attack that one stack now. I can't scooch around anymore. Gonna have to take the fight. It's better to take it on my terms, because maybe I could do a 166 and 166 and then the rest run away, but it probably won't. Wait, this is still being pillaged, and you just ignore them. I guess this is the biggest threat, to be fair. Okay. They cleared it. They've gone and cleared it, you guys. You gits. Okay, down here. Ancestral Warden. Or maybe you should join this guy. We'll try that. Zephyr Archers are in. Oh, a new tome. I think we're going to take this thing. Tome of Terramancy. We've got this nice tier 3 summon. And someone said, or maybe speculated, that this would help me remove bedrock. It doesn't seem to be the case. It's mountains and diggable earth. Excavated ley line. That's quite nice. These other things are quite good spells. So yeah, give me that. Gonna carry on our Materium path.
Ignore the middling mages who seek to raise the dead.
I'll take Crushing Earth here. Worker Hive can annex. We can get some mana coming in finally. Boom, there we go. Steel skin's ready. Transform does give us lightning weakness, which could be unfortunate. Spells ready to launch. Just the summons. Lots of stuff we can unlock, but I'm going to... Oh, there's teleporters. I'm going to save it for the end of this event. I don't want to miss out on stuff. Message received. Oh, you're starting to warm up to me, are you? Still charging me for my wizard's bond. Why? Oh, because you're an isolationist, probably. That's probably what it is. Yeah, wary of treaties. Well, that's your problem. Might be worth us paying for it. It's like 1 turn of income to get some good relations. But you're already defensive pact with that guy. Insulted by Fausta. Insulted by Lei Shun. A new rally. Oh, we could get Radiant Guardians. How am I getting this? I guess one of my free cities can recruit them. Okay, and an Awakener. And a Bannerman. I do like the Bannermen. Valorous Goats. Yes. Don't want to go too crazy with the recruitment here. So that'll do, I think. We'll try that. End the turn. These guys are going to attack me. Oh, I forgot to attack them. I'm so good at this game, you guys. Mines are blown up. He didn't attack me. What? Didn't move at all. That is bizarre. That is bizarre. They found my scouts. Can you run? You cannot run. Well, frees up some mana, I suppose. Okay, bizarre. Bizarre, bizarre. Change of heart. Oh, we can give you some other stuff. What do we got? Delver. Shepherd. Okay, that's pretty good. It's the same thing the other fella's got. We'll take that, because Defender could be tricky. Even though Militarist is quite good. Getting those friendly territory battles could be tough. Become a Shepherd, friend. I wonder if that can happen again. So we don't want to give you to him then. We want you to have elementals. Are you an elemental? You must be. Oh no, you're ethereal. Dang it. Okay. Gonna need to summon a bunch of stuff then. You don't have any of that in your army at the moment. But we can summon a little shield bro for you. To try and evolve. We should maybe summon 2 of them actually. Get you in. Oh, I can't summon you in the water. Balls. Granary's up. We can annex. We can't annex anything great. Just foresters and stuff. I guess we can... Well, let's get this, because this would be a good spot for the teleporter later. Caltrop. 240 to rush it, no way. Workers Guild is pretty good, actually. You like quarries as well, don't you? Oh, there's that excavated ley line. Guess we can put it back here. Eventually. Yeah. Workers Guild it is, I guess. Do it. Not going to summon those yet. Wengon gained a level of renown. Did you now? Must have evolved someone, I guess. Yes, you did. We have a breach. We have a breach. It is going to drag the armies in, but it leaves a bunch of them alive, which is potentially great depending on how this turns out. Ready to go? Yeah, I already did my steel skin. We're ready to go. Got 436 Imperium. Let's see what the auto does. It's a 661. I should have chucked in fumigation, shouldn't I? I didn't realise there'd be this many units. Okay, we lost 3. I don't think I'm going to accept that. See if we can do better. I do have revives. revive with a cooldown actually on my leader. There's those things blowing up. Oh, these guys are harmonious. So they're going to have that free heal passively everyone. And I assume they're Paragon level by now, so it's going to be a 30 heal on everyone. That's going to be a pain in the ass. Why did everyone take a bit of damage? Oh, because we did the full frontal assault thing. Fair enough. Both of these towers are down, that's good. So everyone should run that way. Everyone run. What is the range of these things? It's like huge, isn't it? Yeah, up to 12 range. Run, Yogan, run. I should have pretty good crit chance on my melee guys now. Let me see. 30%? Shouldn't you have artisan armaments? There we go, 50%. I don't want to see. Because 20% from overwhelmed tactics and 30% from artisan armaments. Very good. That's only for my melee guys though, I think. And you don't have overwhelmed tactics, little gargoyle friend. Okay, bring these guys over here. Here's Wengun. And Nelek. I guess we can instantly throw this out. Start doing some damage with it. Poison. And jump you into the back there. Yeah, I think that's worthwhile. Puts you on defense mode as well. Astral Siphoner, yep, get stuck in. Oh look, there's that big heal that just went off on this guy. Just there. Oh, you can chuck these things. You can move as well. Move and chuck. We'll put it back there. Sounds like a fun time. You guys can teleport. Oh, you can't use it straight away. Gargoyle. Get into defensive zone of this fella. Ah, we can jump these guys back. I hope. We can jump you there. Can't jump on where the tower would be. It's alright. There's that ceaseless cacophony as well. You can make spider babies. Let's hold off on that though. You guys are fleeing away from the towers. I think we're good to go. I keep forgetting those spiders get that clinging mist thing. I still got shots off of me. Not too bad though. I do have a hero up there. I need to see what he's like. I think he's a melee guy. Oh man, big hits on my warden. Very easy to shoot me bloody giant as well, isn't it? That was a nice crit and a bleed. Ouch. Bloody hell, I might need to put steadfast on this guy. Thankfully that was a fumble. That triggered the heal. Yeah, getting through that heal on everyone is going to be a pain in the ass. Really is. We can move you first, buddy. Right in the middle there. And you can do this. These guys are actually pretty amazing. Tier 3 defender with a teleport and an AoE immobilize, and they do hit pretty bloody hard too. Yeah, you need to get healed. Which means not using... I guess I could steadfast you and then use this instead. It's alright, innit? Yes. There you go, charge. But of course he heals most of it off. Is that a kill? It's very nearly a kill. 30% chance of a crit, which would be a kill. There we go. You can't really do much. You can sprint. Should I just use a sprint now? Second wind, I mean. Nah, just to try and get a bit closer. I think we will hold off on that. You idiots can keep chasing me, please. I'm not dealing with your ballistas. Can summon a spider. I don't think I need to summon a spider back here. I can stone skin. But if I'm just gonna steadfast him anyway, guess it doesn't matter. So we Undying Loyalty on this fella. Does heal him a little bit. And then we do this before that guy attacks. I don't want to give that guy his actions back. Because despite those two. Would give it back to the tower. Yeah, give it to those two. Maybe we can kill this fella. There we go. Big boom. You can get up here. You can trade if you like. You can't die there, bud. Do it. Ah, now you get Fury. I can heal you with this. Good. And then we can heal you with this guy and it will remove all your negative crud. Do I go after that bozo? I'll get shot by that thing. He's bleeding as well. No, we'll drag him this way a bit more. Alrighty. Oh, he did a stance thing. Trading with a rock bro. Took quite a lot of damage actually. I don't have my animists here. That guy continues to give me free damage, I like it. Okay. Who can you hit, big fella? This guy. What is this again? And you got no one within 1 hex, have you? Gets rid of your retaliation, very good. Who do I heal? This guy's still bleeding a bunch. But he does have... and he's got poison as well. This guy has the Fury though. So he can get some healing off it. And he's got no statuses, so we'll do that. And then you can get a kill, or do we go over here?
I
No,
need
use you to get the
buttons.
kill. Gargoyle can charge this fella
Laser cannons.
with a flank. Oh, or not. Gets his free heal,
No,
of
I need
course.
the energy shield.
And you can do this. Warden. Is it time to pounce on this bastard? No. Do this. Get some heals off the vampiric stuff. This guy still can't get anywhere. I blocked it with the tower like a dum-dum. Just get in there and shout encouragement. Okay, next turn. We can turn and fight them, I think. No, 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 don't retreat. Go there. I shouldn't have pulled this guy back so far. So wrap everyone around the other side of him, like that. You can go there. Face the right way. Oh, none of these guys are shock units anyway. And next turn we can summon a spider too. We can put stone skin on this guy to make sure he's alright. You can turn and help these guys now. Ah, we can use you to get on this bastard. Mobilize him, good. Okay, don't use the quake, just hit him. Nice. I bet we're still going to get shot at by that bloody thing. Oh, you, Primal Spider. I've only got you for one more turn. That's sad. And the tower's gone too. 60. How was that a flank? It's ridiculous. What the hell was that? Fulmination. Dang it. With my lightning weakness. It's not great, is it? That was a nice crit though. Oh, there's that hero. Still haven't checked him out. Those guys all bleeding to death. Very good. Now this... Still not a flank. Why can't I flank this guy? Is it because you're just going on defense mode? And not actually attacking me?
That's
that
really
Fury.
bad news.
Blocked you again, bud. I don't
I
think
was
a
hoping I can get the diamonds.
second wind will get you there either. Do some of that. Okay, ready to engage. You've got some good shots here. I could put miasma on him. Yeah, you don't like Blight as well, do you? So there's your free heal. You got weakened and things. Don't think I need to chuck a heal out. Nope. Let's just do some damage. Get a bunch of poison stacks. Very good. You've got fire. No good area of effect shot, really.
So what do I need?
I was
for
hoping to
the
get burning and
cannons?
electrified there, but that's alright. You're going to come in. Hold this guy.
25 wood, 5 titanium.
Remove retaliation. Lots of bleeding. Can we get a flank here?
Might be able to pull
Still
it
not.
off.
Oh, you're on defense mode, that's why. Just go here then. Okay, there's your free heal. Use this Ancestral Warden that we saved. You still never had your
think
little
I'm
baby
gonna
spiders one day.
On
Oh, here's the
this
hero.
one, just
Got
to
a
quickly
pike.
get
And Stunning Bash.
the
He's a
resources
problem,
I
this guy.
need.
Good defenses as well. He's going to be a pain in the ass. Ouch. Well, this Devout Radiance nonsense. Oh, he tried to taunt me. Made it away. Ah, it missed. Okay, that guy bled to death, I think. You are gonna second wind. And then, yeah, kill this guy and get it back. Crunch. Big old crunch. Can you, like, float down the wall? No, you can't. We should cancel your
To make
retaliation first.
ammunition really fucking fast.
Then nom nom nom. You can do this. Good stuff. Start shooting that guy. He's quite tough though. There's his free heal. Speaking of healing, this guy needs some of it. He's got the Fury now. I think I may put... What is this? Oh, the Affliction's still there. Okay, stay where you are. Maybe someone will come and stand in the Affliction. Can you kill him? No. Maybe you can. Nope. Spider? Move up. Oh, you can leap. Get close enough to hit that guy. Let's summon me spider on this battle mage here. Might distract that hero so we can shoot him more. I went to use the gargoyle to go here, but I guess the spider's there. So just do that. Guys, just stay back here, you've done enough. I'll give you a service. Who's this last person? Oh. It's Nelek, of course. We should have my, what is it actually called, this thing? Restore back next turn. Is that right? Yeah. Oh, some of them are running. Yeah, shoot the spider, that's alright. I'd actually like them to... Oh, you've got a zombie. I'd actually like them to run, because then they may return as units for Azuli, whatever his name was. I can miasma you again. Well, not again. I can miasma this guy. That fella's still running. Did you not get afflicted? You did. Okay. Just the graze. You're gonna make a spider baby soon. Send you forward a bit. Didn't mean to put it there, you dum dum. Whatever. Can summon the spider on him. Don't want to take any first strike retaliations from that bloody spear, you see. Any other ranged attacks I can get? It's not even a death, because he's negating the charge. Okay, spider time. Oh, he's got slip away. Great. Oh, but he's now running. Yeah, let him run. That worked out great. If he survives. Yeah, I think heroes always survive. Okay, does this end the events? Prima or Primer? Arbiter in the cage. Aftermath. You have successfully captured Honorwatch. As a god here, does not take you long to locate the source of the powers. Stripped of her power, the Regent's unable to stop me. No choice but to watch Ibartru, blah blah blah. Deep within, you are assaulted by the raw powers of the slumbering Primer Arbiter, as they are siphoned away through an elaborate construct of ritual, arcane sigils, and machine. Before you stands the cage of binding. This has a blurb, apparently.
Oh, I'm stupid. I'm gonna go against the boss.
Oh, it's one way to stop a
kill
god here
the
from
boss.
coming back, I guess.
I need
Eternal
to make
Slumber.
another shield.
So we gain Imperium,
Oh,
and I've
fuck.
got two choices.
I need to make
Break
a
the
shield
cage of
here
binding.
super fast.
And free them. We'll
I
return
forgot.
to rule the Oathbound Orcs, changes the peace,
I
and we
don't
get
need
another event.
weapons. I need shield.
It has a little Imperium symbol here, but there's no Imperium there. Evilness, mana, and another event. We'll do the good option
Shit.
and free them. And here they are. What was the name? Azuli Overdraw. I think I was right. Did I say Azuli? For an impressive feat of god-ear prowess, you break the cage of binding. Even in her weakened state, Azuli Overdraw returns to her original regality. Barking orders, all sorts of stuff. You save me from a fate worse than death. I'm no stranger to the void, but the cage unbinding was torture. You have my gratitude. Name your reward and you will shall receive it. So I get lots of good relations. Kyrade gets captured. Oh, I can instantly get an alliance. I can get a bunch of resources. That's a good amount. Especially the food is really nice. Or
I might
take a dumb option.
put down the
So-
production and destroy it.
With all of this good relation, I can naturally get an alliance with Azuli. The problem is, because I was technically just
I
at war
think
with
I
this
need to do
faction,
that.
I'm not going to be able to get any treaties with them for like at least 10 turns or something. So I may just do this and instantly get an alliance. And then we help her out. I think that's a cool story.
No way
Let's do
I'm
it.
gonna kill it. It's not
Defeat
gonna
player
happen.
failed. Oh, he got captured instead of whatever. Okay. Full alliance. And she loves me. Let's get all the treaties. Oh, are these automatically in? Yeah. Because of the alliance, I guess. I can sell you a Frostbringer? That's not a very good price, is it? Oh, what items do you have? Because I can't bloody make them myself. Warding Band of the Killer, Vicious Killer and Inspiring Killer, that's pretty good. Crown of Fortune, buffs when casting spells. That might be good for Yogan. That's also decent. Need to check what rings I have. You have status resistance. Yogan does not have a ring. Vicious Killer slip away. And ring of deflection. Got some levels as well. But yeah, it's depending on the price, they could be worth grabbing. Crown of Fortune and this thing. 48 gold, yeah. Nice. So I just buy them all. I can break down the last one. For 48 gold? Yes, I will. Is there anything else here? Magic materials. I don't have void stones. And it would allow me to get umbral malady immunity, but I don't think that's worth it. I can give you... So I've got 2 copies of this, I think. How much would it be worth? 15 gold per turn? That's alright. That's alright. And now you've got these units that didn't die. Well done. Well done. And look at all these units. And there is Azuli back. What's she doing? What's she holding? Oh, throwing daggers. That's cool. With the sword, it's like a skirmish loadout. Okay. You're in a bunch of wars. You're getting many, many problems is what you're getting. I need to go to war with Ruathox and help her out in the south is what I need to do. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, I need to check my vassals. What are you doing with your missions, guys? You're going to do something. Got no wars. I could give you defensive stuff, couldn't I? But I might just send you after Ruathox. Got 619 Imperium, which is nice. Oh, someone's got a quest here? Looks like it. May go hit that for the gold. And then go after Safe Ward. Are you getting there next turn? Oh, you're not. Okay, go after Safe Ward now. I think we do that. Well, get ready to go after Safe Ward. Would like to get that altar as well. Do you have any alliances? No. I do have a justified war as well. I don't want to declare. And he's able to attack me for some weird angle. I don't think he can. Oh, you got chucked out of the territory because I guess you initiated the siege and I didn't know what... I would choose afterwards. Yeah, this counts as friendly territory, so nice quick healings. Okay. Heroes have leveled up. Yogan's now level 8. Excellent. What do we got here? Adept of Nature. Decaying on attacks is nice. That's cool. Urging strikes. Oh, meteor strikes. We want meteor strikes, potentially. Grab that. I'm trying to get down, yeah, here, crit chance accuracy into this. And then down into that. And then potentially meteor strikes, especially if we can grab an orb from somewhere. I've got a new hat for you, haven't I? There you go. And the new ring for you. Don't say you never get anything, Yogan. Does someone want resistant bolt bane? Let's get this guy a lance. Can I buy items off you? It's not a bad helmet. Everyone's got like rings and hats apparently. Pretty good rings and hats. Another hero level. This is Wengon. What's this stuff? Defense mode after a charge. That is superb. Also got some basic damage here. I want a defense mode after a charge. Next level you get a signature skill too. Who else has got some points for me? That's it apparently. Nelek is very close to level 11 though. Okay. Pretty good turn. War has ended. Oh, so now these guys are buddies. Harperton. Good. Do we declare this turn? Or next? If I declared this turn, I could fight these bozos, although it would be a weird fight. I think I'm declaring next turn. I don't want to declare now. And these guys send a bunch of stacks at me. Safe ward. Why are they not growing? Are they unable to grow? I might actually take that as my own city, since it does have the spider den thing. Speaking of Imperium, what do we want to grab? Well, there's teleporters. We definitely want that immediately. And yeah, maybe I get City Cap up before I forget. What else is there? +1/+1 for everyone is nice. This comes way too late. I've said it many times. This comes way too late. By the time you get this unlocked, you've got most of your special provinces, and it's not much of a discount for 350 Imperium. Always seems quite bad to me. That's great for stability. Can get this. Yeah, okay, give me that. And I'm going to save the rest maybe for city cap and stuff. This hit end turn. Oh, look at you go. Amazing little pickup run there. Oh, look at those chests. Juicy, juicy chests. How do you get to this place? We're not even at war. How are you attacking me? Why are you attacking me? Oh, I'm reinforcing. I see. Yeah, go ahead. No, she's rebuilding everything. We can do this, Azuli. We can do this. Skane's a big problem as well. Yeah, we need to get in Ruathox's face. And his throne seat is underground, I think. I'm pretty sure. He's got some out. That's a really weird place to put an outpost. What is this all about? And why is he keeping 2 stacks in there? Yeah, when I declare, these guys might go underground and go after that city. Oathbreakers. Uzun Swift Slash of Spear Tree contacts you. Space betraying doubt and disgust. Chained Valkeepers stand behind him. Struggling to declare the fate of these Oathbreakers. Oh, this is Azuli's race. I will deal with the Valkeepers. I gain a Valkeeper. Or strip them of their armor. That's quite nice.
Somehow one of my guys died.
Can't remember what armor
Somehow.
Yogan has. Valkeepers are pretty cool as well. I'm gonna take the item. So even if I can't use it, I can strip it. Yeah, you don't even have one. Superb. What was it? 20% damage and status resists? Love that. Okay. Okay. You get your ass underground, my friend. And your army isn't amazing. I'm gonna start teleporter stuff right now. Teleporter here. In one turn, it's pretty good. Where the hell do I put your teleporter? I guess I replaced the farm. So who the hell needs farms? It's a bit of an awkward spot though. Better than nothing. Don't want to replace the other things really. Replacing that quarry might be good. Teleporter, please. I think the quarry's in a better place. Replacing the farm, because quarries give me a little bit extra gold as well, don't they? Now you... quite difficult to replace. We're going to rush that through, which is very handy. I'll replace a conduit. I need some mana. Everything else is a mine. I guess I can replace the central quarry and put the central quarry there. Oh, but I want mana there. What is above ground? Oh, someone took the research post. I'm gonna spend
You don't kill him.
this to grab this. And that's where the teleport is gonna go, I think. Yeah. And so we're gonna play it. Teleporter here. And scoot that to the front of the queue. Did I do that on Great Hive? No, I didn't. Go there. Maybe we can rush it next turn. Yeah, these guys might need to turn around. Am I getting them? Oh, there they are. There's a Radiant Guardian. Look at him. Freaking awesome model. So this fella's a dragon, therefore has Draconic Rage. That's quite cool. He's a Celestial, weak to Blight and Frost. That could be a problem versus Lei Shun at some point. It's Magic Origin. Shield unit, Radiant Transposition. Swap position, enter defense mode. And you have a chance to pacify stuff. Pretty cool fella, isn't he? Also got an Awakener and the Goat Bannerlord thing. Okay. You guys get up here. And you, I'm leaving that place undefended, which I'm not super pleased about. Gotta start getting some more units up. Zephyr Archer, please. You get me an Animist. You have terrible draft. Get me a... Oops. Tier. Get me a Primal Darter, that'll do. I can also rally some more stuff. There's that. Which we may do now. Because it's wartime. Well, it's soon to be wartime. We're technically not at war with that guy yet. So give me a Siphoner, Daylight Spear Defender, And give me the Phantasm War. I can't afford any of that. I can afford that. Maybe I go for numbers here over getting the tier 3. I quite can't afford that. Can get 4 units in the throne. Do that.